right, let's see how good you are.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have you guys make hard labor checks.
So that's what?
To start planting. Strength and dex.
I shall fail now.
Same.
I'm going to make a sneaker check. I'm going to basically not come out of the trees that we just were walking through.
This is a good D20.
I like how Pico's talking about how, oh, well, I'll make everything 100 times better, but I'm not going to come out of the trees and help you guys plant. Like, screw that. Like,
Oh yeah, if you're not coming down to help.
Yeah, I just rolled a 13. I didn't come into the clearing. I'm still in the trees.
he's sneaking.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Looking around.
I'm gonna go through around the clearing basically. I don't want to help.
Where's that cat? He's supposed to be helping us. He said that he was so good at planting trees.
Musashi looks at the Tansy's like, and you believed him.
Why wouldn't I believe somebody? You believe me, right?
For now.
Ulfred obviously failed, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the person who did the best was Francis, who rolled like a what?
21.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled a 10. Just
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
It was only going to be difficult, a 9.
okay.
So, Francis, tell me how you... Give me a scene of how well you plant trees.
In my
Like, what do you do?
In my fantasy world idea, boars are supposed to be clear out dead stuff and then make way for new things to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As kind of part of their gig. So basically he kind of has some experience with this. He takes one big hand, scoops out a hole, seed, fertilizer, plops all the dirt back down.
Where'd you get
This
that
is super
fertilizer
fast,
from?
too.
It's super fast. It's like, well, because I mean, like, you basically got it all wrapped up in one hand. You got the seed and the fertilizer in the other. Scoop, toss, plop, scoop, toss, plop, scoop, toss, plop, scoop, toss, plop. And he does that, like, all the livelong day. Like, he's on he's on all fours, and he's, like, just going at it.
Gotcha.
In his element.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Musashi's wondering where he got the fertilizer from, but don't ask questions, I guess.
It's self-supplied.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it.
Because I was like, I don't even think we brought fertilizer.
No, like this area is set up like
Right.
people have gnomes have been working here already.
Yeah.
So
He's basically he's got like a bag of fertilizer strapped to his back and a bag of seeds strapped to his back, and it's just boop boop. Yeah.
right. So Musashi, you did well, right?
Yeah,
you were
I did
able to do
okay.
it.
I did all right. So I'm not planning them as fast as Francis is, but I'm just doing it like any other person would, just to shovel it up a little bit, put the seed in, fertilizer too, I suppose. And then,
Sure.
just planting at a regular steady pace.
Yep. And then we cut to Ulfred, who is struggling. What'd you roll total?
5.
Oh, so the scene is this, right? So you have Tansy standing with his hands on his hips, watching, overseeing this process, and he sees nodding at Francis, like, "Oh yes, oh my God, we could use more help like this fine young man, pig." Then looks at Musashi, Musashi is nodding his head. Oh, acceptable. And then looks to Ulfred and goes,
Who is picking at his nails, like he doesn't want to get his notebook dirty. He's worried about his tie.
Like in my mind, I imagine like
kind of scooting it with his
foot. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
like into
good.
a hole.
It's bad.
No, like this. And like, you know how they said that they weren't really magic, right? Like they don't really cast spells. Well, like it goes over to the earth and like it puts its hands down on the ground and the earth kind of just starts to like divot out. Like the earth was responding to its touch, essentially.
So they just have a different definition of magic.
They don't do spells, is what they're saying. Yeah,
but they can make holes with their hands.
That's
and like a little hole.
So
I can also make holes with my hands. Do you see how good I'm doing? How am I doing compared to them? Like,
Oh, like there's no comparison. Like this one tiny little gnome is like just making a hole like big enough for the tree sapling to go in, and while it's doing it, it just like it's like hole. Then puts a tree in it and like starts to drag the sapling because they're not too big. You know, it's like if you were to try to carry like a Christmas tree, right? For them,
right?
Like us trying to carry a Christmas tree, that's the kind of the same version for them. And it puts it in the hole, and then the earth covers it back up.
So
see, and it looks at Ulfred. See. You gotta put it in the hole. The hole has to be this deep. You gotta do this. And sapling planted.
He's writing it down instead of doing it.
Okay.
So I would like to point out that their 20% increase to production means nothing because they suck.
Are you actually saying that to him?
No, I'm just thinking, as a human, Chris is thinking that.
Okay, just FYI, out of character, we're only dealing with one NPC because I didn't want to deal with a horde of gnomes.
But theoretically,
but there's a lot of gnomes.
Okay.
Dozens and dozens of gnomes.
That's
come on,
fair.
you could have dealt with them like they were a collective of some kind and just be like, we all
True.
speak as one.
Oh my god, I'm not going to do
one
this.
spirit.
All right, so let's cut to Pico.
Pico's not too far away, because how big is this clearing?
Oh, think of a woods big. Like the clearing area, I don't know, you could probably don't make me do sizes. In my mind, it's
I just want to know, if I were to run around the perimeter of this thing, would it take all day, or would it just be a quick thing?
If you wanted to go around the perimeter of it, it could probably take Pico like less than 15 minutes.
Okay, because Pico's not really interested in doing work. He just wants to go places and see what's going on, not actually get involved.
Right.
So basically, he's just kind of scanning around, looking for... I know holes are a big thing right now. He's probably looking for holes. Or things that create holes.
Sure. Give me I guess if you're actually looking, it's a check I guess it would be perception or sensing. Sensing for living creatures, are you looking for detail?
I guess in this case, he would probably be sensing, just because all of the talk about, the snakes and fish and dire rabbits and all that. He's probably going to try and sense animals in the forest here.
That is an int spirit.
I rolled a 12.
Oh. So you're up in the trees, right?
Yes.
Pico, as you're jumping from tree to treetop, and you're specifically like looking for signs of life.
There she goes.
So you're specifically looking for signs of life. Mm-hmm. And not too far outside of the clearing, you do see on the ground what looks to be like similar drag marks. Like what you guys saw, but cleaner, if that makes sense. Like
fresher?
Sure, why not? And
it's not very reassuring. Sure, why not?
Sure, yeah,
whatever, yeah. Whatever you said.
Well, okay. It's recent. It's not like it's been covered up by any other matter or anything.
Nobody's walked over it.
So are you trying to describe it as if like it's cleaner as in they wasn't dragging something or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it so it looks like a smooth path-ish, essentially. Whereas the drag marks that you saw at the timber wheel was like something was pulling a log and it was like dragging it back and forth, and there was more of a disturbance and more piles of stuff. This looks pretty smooth.
Did you say this was in the clearing or in the forest?
Outside of, like, you're like looking in the clearing, but you're also looking into the forest. This is in the forest, and you can see that there is more saplings planted in that area that the drag marks off, and there is uprooted saplings. Imagine my water bottle with its round bottom is in dirt and is dragging across, but it's much wider.
Right.
Okay, so if I see that, I'm going to go jump down the tree and bring this up to everybody's attention.
Yeah, so Francis is like plowing through and making things. Musashi is doing okay, and then you can see Tansy basically scolding Ulfred about how to do things properly.
Hey, Tansy, you should have planted more trees. I see another hole over here. This is your doing.
What are you talking about?
I saw that
where have you been?
I was planting pine cones. I was kicking them off trees. That's what I was doing. What were you doing? I saw you make holes with your hands.
You weren't here. What are you talking about? Where are these accusations coming from?
So what happens when you get a bunch of gnomes together and they all decide to make a hole together? Is it a big 6-foot hole?
No.
I think you guys are making these holes. This is another Pico trait of coming to the wrong conclusion.
Yeah, that's
and being
fine.
very passionate about it.
Immediately, it's fine. Yeah, we haven't been making any holes. Only the
made
holes
a
that we
hole
need.
just now.
Yeah, for the tree. You don't just make a hole and you don't put nothing in it. You got to make a hole. You got to put something in it. That's what holes are for.
I guess that's true, but then it wouldn't be a hole anymore. Something was... It didn't look like it was removed. It was really smooth. Maybe you guys made a hole and forgot to put a tree in it.
I would never do that.
Anyway, there's a giant hole over this direction. So if you guys want to investigate it, we might learn something. We might learn what these gnomes are trying to hide.
We're not hiding anything. I'll gladly go look at this hole. Let's go look at a hole, everybody.
Ulfred is so ready to follow.
Yeah, Pico's already heading the direction.
Okay. So yeah, you'll get to the area that Pico saw that had what I described, what looks like to be something pushing through the dirt in a line. And as you look out further, it happens to crush some of the saplings or new trees that have been planted. And when Tansy sees this, is like, it's them. It's the monster, the big one, the one bigger than him, pointing at Francis.
I thought it was up for debate if it was bigger than Francis, but
I mean, in Tansy's mind,
right? Yeah, who knows? After a certain point, everything's too big.
Yeah, I mean, can you tell if that skyscraper has 50 or 60 stories? I guess.
When you're a gnome, everything is giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this whole it's like if you were you saying where you put your bottle in the ground and then kind of drag it. At this point, it's not really a hole anymore. It's just a
trough.
Yeah.
Think about your skills. Does anybody have anything they want to try and discern?
Yeah, I can.
I was going to say, can I put my hand in the hole?
I mean, you put your hand in the hole, and it's like literally like it's like it's not deep. It's
not
like
deep,
imagine like this, and this is what your hand
it's
does.
Just shallow, yeah. Right.
And you feel dirt.
So it's not really a hole.
No.
Would knowledge of tradition tell me anything? Songs, legends, myths is what that one is.
I could try.
Or are these creatures too new?
Good question. I mean, you could try and rack your brain to see if there's maybe a song of lore or something like that.
I would love to, because I get to use 2d10s.
Nice. And then Pico, you're wanting to do something too?
Yeah, so I spotted it from the trees. I want to actually take a look around just to get a closer, more detailed look. So
sure. Okay. While Ulfred is thinking of that, aka giving me time to think of something, Pico, what perception then?
Yeah, this would be
Dex
the opposite of sensing. So Dex Int? Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled an 18, so I probably do okay.
What did Ulfred roll?
17.
Sleuthers.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're going to Scooby-Doo this.
So we'll do Pico first with your 18. Tell me what it looks like what you're doing as you're investigating.
Okay, so it's like if I had a magnifying glass to the ground. Actually, yeah, so despite, all of Pico's conspiracy theories, he's actually really smart because he builds a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say he has like a little magnifying glass that's just kind of taking a closer look at the edges of the trough. Maybe there's some clues on...
Sure. So with an 18, we see Pico with his his magnifying glass out looking into the dirt of this area. And what you notice is that even though there's a depression, it looks like pinpricks making there's something pushing down into the deeper into
making teeny holes.
Making tiny holes, and there's a pattern to it. And with your 18, you're like, what in the world could that be? Like tiny roots, tiny legs, like what?
Gnome legs.
Yeah.
That's what Pico thinks.
Yeah.
Look at these tiny little point pinpricks. They're gnome legs. And so with that, I mean, you can relay that to the group. And then Ulfred, that hits you. And you're like, what? A plant maybe that could move? Or something like that? And then you remember there are stories of, let's say you were reading a book about, let's do this, some sort of news story that you heard in the past where it was talking about oh, beware the like in a tabloid magazine, beware the walking plant, right?
Your Timbercliff Post.
Yes, it's exactly. And beware the walking plants. And, but then you remember that, and then it's like, oh wait, but there is on loam stories of these types of creatures that can up and walk. Francis.
They can walk?
Yes, they can.
They just, also they don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to.
For the sake of doing something, I'm just going to try to use my refined education as a noble thing, even though my intelligence is only 4. So it's going to be like, int, I got to roll 2d4, and I don't know if I'll even succeed, but whatever. Just because I can. And I rolled a 4. I just straight up rolled 2 2s. This is 4.
What does that look like?
Musashi just stands there, and he's like thinking, and like the gears are turning in his head, but I don't think it's like you hear the gears like, it's like you can actually hear like the gears not working in his brain. He can't quite
the processing noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You hear a dial-up tone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Musashi's brain right now. All right, Francis, what are you doing?
I wanna sniff around and.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean these tracks are a lot more fresh. I want to see if I can figure out, maybe get a lead, something like that.
Sure. Yeah. So give me, I think it's the same kind of thing as perception, I think, as we talked about, like sniffing something. I think we did that. Or it might be sense. Let's do in spirit. Let's do sense.
Okay.
Makes sense. Sorry, you can't use your strength to smell.
I did much more poorly. I got a 3 on 2d6. I think it's more that, like, I start off good, and I'm like, yes, this is a track. I know. We're going to figure out what this is and where to go, and then it's like, shit, this smells delicious. And he's going right, and it's immediately off track into some truffles.
Nice.
And it's like, and, he looks, he's got the same determination and focus, and then, he's gone.
Start eating truffles. Got it. Tansy is like, we should follow these tracks and I will show you that I am correct and I am telling the truth. I can tell you don't believe me. Wow, I'm turning into Stormbrook guy.
Always.
Always.
It's not too bad.
No.
Follow
me.
So as Tansy's walking, I want to put the magnifying glass behind their footsteps and see what size and shape they are.
They are much bigger than the pinholes that you are seeing.
All right.
I'm really getting the impression of just like a fat cactus that is rolling around.
All right.
It's a cactuar.
Yeah, I was going to say
so
cactuar. 1,000 needles, oh no! Or what was it? I can't remember his move.
Yeah, so as Tansy is walking forward, and like he doesn't know the James Bond music, but if he did, he'd be like da 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 da, sneak sneak, sneak sneak sneak.
It should be. Yeah. They don't have musical ability. They're trying to do a James Bond like theme, but it doesn't sound good at all to us.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's horrible.
It's like, what are you doing?
And it sounds like leaves crunching coming out of every once in a while. It's like, do gnomes sing? Like, this is terrible. And then, like, he runs far, like, all of a sudden sprints.
Oh, okay.
And then dodges behind a tree. And then looks back at you guys. And motions. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, what's Tansy pointing at?
All right.
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm looking.
What are we looking at?
Are you following?
So you, all of you.
I do not exert
stealth roll. I'm gonna I'm not even gonna roll. I mean, he's not. He's trying to be stealthy, but like it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So he's gonna do like a combat roll to get behind the tree with Tansy, and it's like, what are we looking at?
So yeah, as you peek around this large tree into another like dark. It's dark and the forest is dark. Like it's mid morning, but it's fairly dark in here. And you look around, and you guys can see clustered together 3 very large mushrooms, like maybe half the size of Francis, so probably like 3.5 feet tall. How tall is Francis again?
Like 6 or 7, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like 4 foot tall mushrooms, and compared to to Tansy, that's huge, right? And they are just kind of slowly moving, like there.
Are they in the track?
Yeah, you can see that the tracks, there's multiple tracks. Well, the one that you're following, there's one, and then you could probably see that there's other mushroom guys there.
Are they sentient truffles?
I would have to have somebody roll knowledge.
Because I taste truffle, and I want more.
He's out for
No, I'm
truffle
kidding.
blood. Yeah, I mean, it's... You tell me what Francis wants to do right now.
Do they look sentient? Are
you
they
don't
like
see any
communicating?
eyes. Somebody give me a roll. Somebody do me a knowledge nature or some sort of knowledge
I have
history.
Insight, discern a creature's true intentions.
Okay, yeah.
That sounds right, yeah.
Okay.
Are they moving?
That's why I leveled up my spirit die.
Are they moving away from us or towards us?
They aren't really moving. Like, they're not moving away or anything. They're kind of together right now. They're just kind of, like, when I say moving, they're, like, swaying back and forth.
They're basically the Goombas in the elevator, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mario Brothers, the live-action movie reference.
Can I roll my refined education for fun?
Yes, you can.
12?
Oh, nice. So, you looking at them feel like they are... You're not sure if they're communicating, like maybe they're talking with each other, maybe there's like something, but it looks like they're just kind of like vibing with each other, essentially. It's like, what are they? But there's no like, you don't feel like there's any malice. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like the way that they're moving and the way that they look, even because like as you're looking at them, they look. I'm trying to imagine what a type of mushroom that I could reference, but it's like the big, like you would see a toadstool mushroom, but instead of like the red huge cap with the white splotches, it's all a neutral color. It's all like a mushroom color.
Okay, that is kind of what
very round, very soft.
I was thinking of the classic red toadstool, so that works.
I was like doing my hands, like making like a shapely lady's body motion because like that's how I imagine them. Like,
yeah.
With
like they have a big bottom.
Shapely woman's curves.
Yes.
On their mushroom fungus.
Okay, they're not attractive.
Okay, well, I mean, you're the one who brought it up.
Not to shame anybody. If you're into mushroom curves, that's your deal.
If you were out mushroom hunting, how excited would you be?
Oh my god, look at these big ass mushrooms!
Oh, girl, look at that big ass mushroom.
Damn.
Okay, yes.
So I rolled.
Your curves look delicious.
So what'd you roll, Musashi?
I rolled 6. I got 2 better than last time. The dial-up's finally connecting.
Mushroom!
Yeah, Musashi's like, that's a mushroom.
I know that for sure.
I know that.
Mushroom!
Those are mushrooms.
Definitely. Okay, so we got those two. Francis
He's
Pico.
so helpless for a bodyguard.
He is not the brightest crayon in the box.
He has one purpose.
He's like, I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box. Musashi, please stop. Just do your job, please. Stop trying to be smart.
Okay. So, Francis Pico, what are your reactions to this?
I can go ahead. Mine's probably quick. Pico's kind of laser focused on the pattern that he's seeing. So he's looking at the feet, if they're moving, the bottom of the mushrooms,
so
if they're rooted.
Yeah, so you see little like filaments at the bottom, like it, like one moves up, and like you can see like little filaments come out.
Okay. These
I keep making these hand motions like wiggly spider legs.
These might be what's
this is audio, isn't it?
making these tracks. You got little spiny filaments on their bottom, and it's probably gross.
Okay.
Francis, what do you do?
I'm gonna look at Alfred and like I'm gonna like pick up my club and look at Alfred and be like, smash?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys talking quietly or are you talking normal voices? Like
I didn't say anything. I was
okay.
I was trying to do it like non-verbally.
Like, so you look at Alfred looks at you, and you raise up your stump club. And you're like, should I smash?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
And I imagine he's still riding on Francis, so he like pulls back on the bristle a little bit.
Gotcha.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have an action then. Like,
how fast are these things moving? Are they like moving at like
they're
a snail's
not,
pace?
aren't they?
They're not really moving right now. They're just kind of
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, I feel somebody needs to go investigate. I can go up, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
you walk up to him?
Yeah. Like, I've got my log, but, like, yeah. I'm, like, just looking at them. Are they doing anything?
So you walk up, and you're not being very quiet, obviously. You're just walking up to them. They stop moving, like, they're a little swaying, and kind of, like, if a mushroom could turn towards you, that's the feeling that you get is happening. And then in your head, you hear...
Uh-oh.
Hey, man, what's up?
Francis is gonna scream uncontrollably.
No, don't worry, bro. What's going on?
They're in my head! The mushroom is talking in my head!
It's alright. It's how we communicate.
So this is just what they do? It's not one of his boar god things?
Yeah, it seems like I'm not channeling the boar god. Yes. Gullenbursty. No, this is just weird. This is very uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry. We don't mean to, like, freak you out, but this is the only way we can communicate.
Okay. Do all mushrooms talk?
No. Not all mushrooms, man, but some mushrooms do. I'm talking right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to motion for everyone else to come closer.
Oh, sweet, a party.
It's like...
So all we've really done is we've heard Francis scream and then nothing else.
And then as soon as you...
No, I said they're talking in my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, okay...
You guys come forward?
Guys...
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Do they link our minds in some sort of, like, mass group text?
Yes, it's a huge group text now.
Cool.
Like,
okay,
you guys are just standing in the forest quietly, but, like, text boxes are coming up over your guys' head, essentially.
Sounds good. Are you guys the ones messing with all the trees?
Messing with? Like, what do you mean?
I look at literally any of my other party members.
Yeah. Musashi clears his throat and then begins speaking with his mind. he's We're currently conducting an investigation. There is beavers are very unhappy in the town over yonder in Loam. No, not Loam. I have the map open. Timbercliff. Thank you. And the gnomes here are being accused, but the gnomes are also accusing the beavers. There's this big kerfuffle. Everybody's unhappy with what's going on in the situation. So we're trying to figure out what's happening with all this missing wood. And perhaps you know something about that? Perchance?
Well, like, we just came into the forest. We don't really know anything about a town.
How long have you been in this forest?
Yeah.
Not very long. Like, I don't know how time works for you. And then, like, it kind of gives you a sense, like, not more than, like, a week, maybe? Like, we're just looking for a new place to go. Like, some of the forests around here is pretty not, like, good for us. Like, we just need a new place to go. This seems pretty nice. The air is, like, muggy. It's, like, dark and damp. And it's got a lot of nice, like, shelter and stuff. You know what that's like, right? You ever had to look for a new home?
Can you lie while talking with telepathy?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Do you think that?
Because, like, I'm just thinking. No, I was just thinking, like, if you're talking with telepathy, you're like, because, like, when you consciously lie about something, you obviously think about the thing that you're lying about. And if he was if he was lying about trying to find a new home, there would be like some kind of obvious thing to pick up on.
You could also make the argument that these guys are much more skilled at talking telepathically than we are. So maybe they know some tricks we don't.
Maybe.
Beat him.
I just like the idea of they say their story and then our mental response is, can you lie? I bet they pick up on that.
I would think so as well. Yeah.
Do they have a perception?
What do we need to lie about? Why are we lying?
Yeah, I'm not lying. I don't want to lie to them. I want to know.
I think he's trying to figure out if they're lying.
I want to lie.
No, man. You guys are talking a lot about lying. We're not lying.
It would have been more fun if they had no concept of lying. But no, anyway.
No, we talk to people from time to time. We pick things up.
Okay. So
I can roll insight again.
So you've only been here for a week. You said there's some things that aren't that good for you here? Is that why you're trying?
No, man. We're coming here because things are good for us here.
Oh, they are good.
Where we came from, things were pretty bad.
Okay. How so?
What is it like where you came from?
It's deep in the woods. And, like, things have been pretty bad there recently. Things have been dying. That's kind of good sometimes for mushrooms, but, like, because we can, like, we eat decay and, grow off of that kind of stuff. But, like, when I say dead, I mean, like, dead. Like, desiccated. No squishy good stuff for us to eat.
Right. Understood.
These mushrooms have taken a turn I'd never planned on.
Yeah.
Pico's going to ask a couple questions.
Sure. Yes, please.
But the problem is, because this is telepathically, this is going to be kind of an onslaught of questions all at once.
Okay,
Everything's
go ahead.
swirling through his head. So it's going to be like, did you see any creatures? Like, what were they slithering? What is causing these holes? Why is it bad over there? What?
Whoa, little feline friend, hold on, calm down. One question at a time.
The last thought that everybody hears is, I'm so glad there's a mystery that I can hang out with all these people.
Oh, God.
Is he so embarrassed?
It's really hard to hear yourself in your same voice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that mentally. Yeah. He doesn't really know what he's projecting.
I go to pat his head.
What are you doing? Get out of here. Don't touch me.
You sound so insincere. You want my love.
Aw. So, well, like, little guy, a lot of us have been, like, looking for new places to go. So maybe somebody else is doing it, but we don't really make holes, man. Like, if a mushroom could look down at its feet, it does so. So, yeah, it's not us, but maybe somebody else. There's been a lot of creatures lately leaving the forest.
What kind of creatures? Creatures without legs?
I mean, tell me, like, okay, do you, like, convey, like, when you're, like, saying the holes and the grubs and stuff, do you, like...
Yeah, can you, like, picture that with your mind and give them a clear view of what that looks like to them with your telepathy or something like that?
If you do that, then he'll say, I'm just going to assume you guys are doing that as you're thinking about the stuff. Man, that sounds an awful lot like a mole.
A mole?
But moles have legs.
Moles do have legs. We don't have legs. And then, like, as it's, like, listening to you guys process that, it sounds like a lot of confusing things are happening for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got that right.
And Tansy's like, in Tansy's head, you're the one. How was Tansy's voice?
Tansy was loud and annoying. I'm always willing to talk.
You're the ones that are destroying our trees. Oh, shoot, little guy, you're right. I'm sorry about that. Like, it's really hard when you don't really, like, you kind of, like, feel the dirt. You don't really see what's going on a lot of the times. Yeah, we've been talking, and, like, looks, again, if a mushroom can looks behind it and sees, like, there's, like, saplings that are destroyed. I guess we've been hurting these trees. Sounds like something else is causing problems for your beaver friends.
Right. Well, now that you have been introduced to the gnomes and the gnomes have been introduced to the mushrooms, maybe you two can work something out so you can live in harmony and you guys can actually stay here since you're looking for a new home. So maybe that'll work out between you guys.
I'll take it up with Chestnut.
Sounds good.
But we still have the problem of...
With the beavers.
The beavers, like, their stuff, like, that has already been harvested is disappearing. So, like, we can maybe understand why there aren't enough trees, because the saplings are getting crushed, but as far as the stuff that's already been cut, where is that going?
I feel like we would have to solve that one with another stakeout, maybe. There might be a chance we can catch the culprit red-handed, finally get down to that. But solving this situation kind of helps clear up things with the gnomes and the beavers. So then the beavers will be like, okay, well, so one problem solved will be getting more trees, hopefully with the mushrooms not destroying as many saplings.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, but so we just got to head back and report what we found.
As long as the mushrooms are able to stay put, like, are they good? Are they burrowing in?
I mean, once we find a good place to sit, settle down. We'll just settle down. Yeah. But before you guys go, sounds like you got a lot of things to do. Would you be up for some trades?
Some what?
Trades.
We got things, man. Like, we like to collect stuff.
What do you have in mind?
Oh, God. I don't know. We're willing for all sorts of cool bits and bobs and ends. Like, here. And it shakes its, like, umbrella head. And things, like, fall out from its umbrella cap. And, like, on the ground is just a variety of, like, items. And as you're looking through it, you guys actually see some, like, you'll see, like, a little dagger and sheath, and you'll see, like, some herbs in a bottle. And then there's also a bunch of Rhapsody Roads badges. And might be a bunch of, like, maybe 2 or 3. Does any of this look good to y'all?
No, says Musashi.
And then leaves. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, Pico's very interested in, one, getting a close look at these badges. He's seen people with badges before, but he's never really known what that was all about.
Right.
So, yeah, he's going to bust out his magnifying glass and go look at what the badges even look like.
Right. So you're looking at the badges, and Pico is not aware of this, but they are badges that look very familiar to Stormbrook's Rhapsody Road. So you'll see, Pico sees one that has like an anvil on it and a hammer coming down, like a cloud coming off of it. And then there's like a happy egg one. I can't remember what the one was for the sheeps, but yeah, that's what you see. Oh, and there's one that you've never seen before that looks like a rainbow. Let's just do that.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a motivation of why Pico would want these, other than seeing other people wearing them. Because, like, in terms of Rhapsody Roads, they signify things that have been done, but do they allow you to do more stuff? Like, if you have, like, a higher adventuring level?
Yeah, so out of character, out of meta knowledge, you guys already know that with Rhapsody Roads badges, they basically signify, like, level adventure, like, adventure levels as well. Plus, they have, like, ongoing discounts. So, like, if you have a storm, if you have a Gale Forge Storm badge, you could go to Gale Forge and get a discount on buying weapons and stuff like that. And also, like, getting more quests from Rhapsody Roads and, like, benefits and perks, like free night stays, free meals, things like that.
Okay, so knowing that, Pico kind of ignores everything else, and he wants to grab that rainbow badge. Well, by grab, I mean...
You're going to steal it in front of him?
He knows that he cannot steal because there is telepathy going on. He definitely says, I can just snatch that.
Whoa, don't try that, little buddy. Like, don't even think about it.
I'm not thinking nothing. Oh, wait. How much is it?
What do you got?
I got, I have 5 gold right here.
Gold isn't really that cool, bro. I want cool things from the world. But you can trade
gold for goods and services.
Yeah, but other stuff has more interesting stories to it.
Oh, I have a rotten ration right here. I bet it'd be really tasty for you.
Yeah. Roll a persuasion of some sort.
Okay. What's persuasion?
It's like negotiation, so in spirit.
Okay. 7. It's nice and stinky.
I don't know why I have it. Tell me more about these rations.
Well, it used to be mashed potatoes, but now it's a little creamier than it used to be.
Why did you have mashed potatoes? Cats are obligate carnivores. Maybe that's why
you probably found it in the trash somewhere.
Maybe that's why it went rotten. Yeah.
This is fantasy. I can probably eat mashed potatoes. It's nice and creamy. It's got lots of old gravy on it. There's a couple peas that are left over that are kind of, mashed in there.
Peas. All right, cool. You got a deal.
All right. Here you go. And I'll take the badge.
Okay. And I'm going to say we're going to end it here. So Pico will get a badge, and you see the filaments of its legs come up, and then it leans its head down, and like the stuff gets pushed into its umbrella cap again. It is not a beautiful sight. And you guys all look at the mushrooms and look at Tansy and head back into the woods to go back to the gnome nursery.
Were those all the items? No one else wanted anything, or were there?
I wanted none of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't even ask Ulford. Yeah.
No,
sorry.
he doesn't have anything he wants to trade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to keep all the stuff that he has.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I basically read everybody's faces when I put the items out and saw that nobody was really interested.
Not interested.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon, for checking, though. But
Just want to make sure.
I have no
you're good.
items to give up and no interest in it.
All right. End session 4. Boom. Done.
3.
Great.
4? 3.
3.
3.
The true session 3. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up and take us off. So if everybody wants to go around, just say who you are. If you have anything to plug or your social medias, we'll start with Brother John.
Hi, I'm Brother John. I'm very proud of myself for pulling through this with only 1 hour of sleep. And
Brother John!
I know I got too caught up on working on stuff last night, and I just couldn't fall
We
asleep.
finished the game last night, and you were like, "I'm gonna go to bed and get back to the normal schedule."
I was like, I'm going to bed.
I was like, "Yeah, Brother John, live your best life. You got this."
Yeah.
And it's no.
No, I got 1 hour of sleep. I went to sleep at 10 a.m. and then woke up at 11 something
Jesus Christ.
God.
a.m. Anyways, so I'm, but you can find me at Twitter at monochrome guy with the underscore between monochrome and guy. For my personal, I talk about random crap. Twitter's that underscore drawer, sort of in the same lane as other Geekspective members, where I don't particularly care for social media, so I'm on there sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I just pop on just to see what's going on with the world, and then I leave. And
Yep. Next, Chris.
I don't exist, but I am glad to play games. So thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Yep, because you're on the other game of Geekspectives, Tales from Oxbury, which was last night, which was the game that you were referencing.
That is
That
true.
John was supposed to go to sleep, but did not. All right, next up, Kristen.
Basically the same as Chris, but I'm Kristen. That's all.
I also have things coming out soon for Geekspective.
Hopefully.
Yes, we have
I
at least
have
one.
motivation.
We'll get there.
Yay.
All right, up next, Brandon.
You can find me on Twitter at brandseals. I don't post too much. Occasionally I'll post some mini stuff, but the internet, social media,
It's all the worst, right?
It's been difficult lately, yeah.
Yeah, it has been. So then I, Amber, the GM, I am on Twitter at Rocket Orca, and out of all 4 of us, I make up for all of us. All of you who do not tweet, I tweet in your absence, I suppose. I do all of the tweeting.
Thank you, I guess.
You're welcome, I guess. Hey everyone, thanks so much for listening. I think we're out of the audio issue zone now. Like I've said, it's been a real challenge, what with going from in-person recording to all remote. Oh well, that's our world right now. If you've been enjoying Shapeshift, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help the show out. Also, I want to read them. I do check to see if we get any new ones, and there hasn't been any for a while. So please, if you have some time, leave a rating and a review. Shapeshift is a part of the Geekspective Network, where I host and co-host a lot of other cool shows. For example, there's a new streamed live TTRP show I'm running called The Warren of Petal Grove that launches as a podcast tomorrow, which is Friday, and will be releasing every Friday. Also, Bring Owls to Athens is back, a comedy talk show I co-host with my friend and Geekspective co-owner, Dave. You can get information about the Geekspective shows by either following the Geekspective Twitter, that's at Geekspective, or going to the website at geekspective.com. And you can find me on Twitter either at Rocket Orca or at ShapeshiftCast. This episode was edited by Rudy Basso. You can find him on Twitter at Rudy Basso. That's RUDYBASSO. Thanks, Rudy.